Okay, so I'm absolutely tripping out right now. I'm about to pull this clutch of eggs that's been just like an absolute life goal of mine since I was like 10 years old. And I literally just, well, I've spent the whole day packing animals for the expo that we're about to leave for in like 5 hours in the morning. And I come down here and I see this snake on a clutch of eggs, and it's like, I understand it's just a clutch of eggs from a snake, but this is literally like the value that I put on my life is like, this clutch means so much to me. So this is a female Papuan python, which is Apodora papuana, formerly Liasis papuana. And we did, like in the second video, I think, in the Liasis series, we did the Papuan python just because it fit in there, even though it's currently Apodora, not Liasis. Anyway, this is a female that I've been raising up for the last few years. She was like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 feet or so when I got her. And she's now, I don't know, she's like around 11 feet. This is 8 foot, it's 2 cages connected. It's an 8-foot cage, and she goes the entire length of the cage and then comes back around. So she's, I don't know, probably 11 feet. My voice is kind of going, I was literally just running around freaking out, crying, yelling, all kinds of shit. So you might see me get my heart broken on this. It could all be slugs, I don't know. But I'm just so happy right now. You might be able to see her shivering in there. She's quite upset that I'm here. It's gonna be tight because it's, you know, a 12-inch tall cage, and she's obviously not in a nest box. She was under the hide with the moss, so we'll see here. I definitely see at least one slug and at least one good egg. She's not happy. Woo! It's a very small clutch. I think I palpated. I figured I would get 8 eggs. These are the biggest snake eggs I've ever seen in my life. So she's a small, she was my small female. You see it took a lot out of her. This was kind of strange because she had her post-ovulation, her pre-lay shed on April 4th. And then she shed again on April 27th. So I was a little bit thrown off on when she was going to lay these eggs. I'm honestly so happy right now. I'm crashing. But thinned her right out, like totally flat. So as per usual, I'm just gonna, I've got a big tub of water down here I'm gonna put her in, and then she can drink and kind of get some of the smell of the eggs off. But it's like getting her in here anyway. Woo! Tripping out here. So if you can see the size of this egg, this egg is literally like almost the size of my hand. And I honestly didn't even think I was just tripping out so much. I'll end up grabbing a scale and weighing these. I did take really detailed notes, like every day. I noted what side of the cage the snake was on, what the snake's body temperature, and what the floor beside the snake was. And the snake was usually 3 to 5 degrees warmer than the the surface temperature she was laying on. So that was interesting. You see that's probably like, you know, biggest slug you ever seen in your life, unless you're dealing with retics and stuff. And all I did here, because this is such a low cage, it's hard to get a nest box in. I just stuffed the hide with sphagnum moss. I got one egg that's kind of stuck to the cage floor. But yeah, on average, this snake typically kept her body temperature around 85 degrees. Sometimes it was 83, sometimes it was 86, but on average it's about 85. Holy crap. Honestly, this video, like, is not even showing it. Like, you could see my finger compared to this thing. These, I can't imagine how big these baby snakes are going to be. I'm absolutely tripping out right now. We got this one crazy long boob egg at the end here, which it should be good. It should be fertile. So yeah, I was right. 8 eggs, 7 good ones, 1 slug. Which is whatever, you know, it's a small clutch, which means they're all going to be holdbacks. I'm going to raise them all up. I'm not going to sell any. So I'm just going to get some moss off of this. I think I'm going to try and separate them a little bit, just so that I'm not putting them all into the same tub, just in case. But yeah, I can't even, like, that, this egg is 2 times the size of a ball python egg easily. This thing is huge. And long, like, I mean, unreal. My voice is honestly starting to go, but chip to and so I'm just gonna put this in my incubator with the rest of my python eggs, which is set to 87.3, and see how they fare with that. I might even have to use this tub with a little bit less substrate in it, because it's going to be too tall for the container. Still too tall. So we might have to try and pull. Same thing I've shown with the water python eggs and the olive python eggs. Just gently work it. Like, these are pretty freshly laid. I checked her this morning when I started packing animals for the show, and she hadn't laid yet, so it was somewhat recently that these were laid. Let's see. There's a pretty large section that's kind of glued together, but it's coming off pretty easy. There it goes, you can hear it. Yeah, I'm honestly tripping out. Like, I've wanted to breed Papuan pythons so bad since I was like 10 years old. When I was a kid, it's funny, I posted my whole collection for sale, and my thing was, I was going to invest in a stack of vision cages and just have a pair of Papuan pythons and a pair of olive pythons. I was like, man, if I could just put all my energy into breeding those, that would be so insane. So specifically, all of pythons are pretty easy, but specifically getting this clutch of Papuan pythons is like, I've literally been dreaming of this since I was a kid. So as I've said, I'm tripping out right now. I don't know if there's anything really specific to note about it. Like, I was originally not going to breed this female quite yet. I was pairing up an older female. But then I noticed this female the one day, like her food drive is normally really insane. She'll try and get a hold of you and wrap you and stuff. And the one day she was sitting in a tight coil. She was on the cool side for a long time. And she just didn't care about anything I was doing in the cage. So I pulled her out, I palpated, and at the time I think I felt like I could feel like 11 follicles. So I took the male from the big female, and then I put him with this younger female, and they immediately for like, I don't even know, it was a good, like January 27th I got the first lock. And then she was inverted and in tight coils by February 25th. I have so many notes in here that, you know, March 11th I did first time basking in 2 weeks. March 13th she ovulated. And then I have all my notes of like which side she was on, what her body temperature was, you know, 85, 83, 83, 84. But then yeah, March. Oh, sorry, other side. Sorry, April 4th, she shed. She went through a really long shed. And then April 27th, she shed again. And then starting April 29th, she was wandering around a lot. And then she basically from there moved to the warm side and stayed on the warm side for the rest of the time. And she would come out and wander and go back. And I could literally see, like, they're so massive that when she's slithering, I could just count them. Like, I first counted 8 before I even palpated her. And it was obviously accurate. So I found that pretty cool that you could actually just see it right from the snake slithering around. But anyway, enough of me rambling. I just, mind blowing. This is awesome. This is Papuan pythons, Apodora papuana. So we'll see. I can't even remember right now off the top of my head. I was kind of talking to a guy, Casper, that has bred them before. I think he's out in Europe. So I can't even remember if the incubation is like an olive python, which is closer to 3 months, or if it's closer to 2 months, so I'll have to double check. But anyway, you'll definitely be seeing updates when these things hatch. And at that time too, I'll have the weights of the eggs. And yeah, right now, Papuan python eggs. Absolutely nuts.